Stop blaming your detergent. Your laundry smells clean until it gets damp, because you're basically running a microbe incubator in your home. Tokyo's average humidity hits the mid to high 70% range in summer, around 76–78% in sources that track monthly humidity, which is exactly the kind of air that makes clothes dry slowly and lets odor-causing bacteria take over. And yes, science has literally identified microbes linked to that sour, wet cloth smell, including Moraxella osloensis, in laundry situations. If you're drying indoors without a strategy, you're not air drying, you're giving bacteria time. 15. The arch hang layout. The drying hack that beats mildew with physics, not vibes. Okay, let's start with something ridiculously simple that changes everything: how you hang your laundry. In Japan, especially during tsuyu, the rainy season, people obsess over airflow because humidity turns wet fabric into a mildew buffet. A common Japanese method is the arch hang. You hang longer, thicker items, hoodies, jeans, towels, on the outside edges of the rack, and shorter, thinner items, t-shirts, underwear, in the center. So the whole load forms a big arch. The point is not aesthetic. The point is thick fabric on the outside gets the most air exposure and dries faster, while the center items aren't blocked by heavy wet cloth. People in small Tokyo apartments swear by this because drying indoors is normal when the weather is humid or your balcony is tiny and humidity can make jeans take forever without airflow strategy. Now here's the most people don't know part. The smell you hate isn't overnight air. It's bacteria and mold, having enough time to multiply before the fabric dries. The faster you cross that fully dry threshold, the less time microbes have to produce that musty odor. So with arch hanging, you're basically doing microbial time sabotage. Add small spacing, like actually leave gaps, not kinda touching, and you massively increase evaporation surface area. If you want to go full Japanese mode, don't hang shirts like a flat wall. Hang them so the hems don't overlap, sleeves spread, and collars are opened. The stupidest bottlenecks are the thick seams, waistbands, pocket corners, hoodie cuffs. Those are always last to dry, so put them where the airflow is strongest. And if you're drying inside, aim the fan so air flows through the arch, not at the front like you're trying to intimidate your laundry. This is self-care disguised as geometry. You're saving time, preventing rewashes, and keeping your home from smelling like a forgotten gym bag. 14. Room drying detergent. Japan literally invented a detergent category for indoor drying. Japan has a whole detergent category many people outside Japan barely know exists: indoor drying / heya boshi detergents. These are marketed specifically for the reality that people dry clothes indoors during rainy season, pollen season, or because they're not home during the day. Here's why this matters. Indoor drying is a different battlefield than outdoor drying. Outdoors, UV light and wind help suppress odor. Indoors, moisture hangs around longer, and bacteria get a longer party window. Room drying detergents are formulated to target that odor cycle, often focusing on removing the oils and residues that odor-causing bacteria love, and helping prevent that musty smell that appears even when the clothes look clean. Japanese lifestyle guides openly warn that humidity prevents proper drying and can lead to mildew and unpleasant odors. This isn't paranoia, it's the daily reality of summer and tsuyu. Now the genius hack: Don't treat room-drying detergent like a magic spell you sprinkle and forget. Use it strategically. If you sweat heavily, wear synthetic activewear or use towels like they're disposable napkins. You want the detergent doing the heavy lifting before odor sets into fibers. The real self-care move is consistency. You're reducing the chance of rewashing, which saves water, electricity, and your patience. And ultra important, don't overdose detergent, thinking more equal sign cleaner. Too much detergent can leave residue that actually traps odor and grime, especially in quick cycles. Japanese laundry culture leans practical, small apartment, small loads, repeatable routines. So do this. Smaller, more frequent loads, correct detergent amount, and combine with airflow tactics. That combo is what makes it actually work, not just sounds nice on the label. 13. The bathroom drying room trick. Using your shower space like a controlled drying chamber. Using the bathroom shower room as a drying system. Lots of Japanese homes and apartments have a separate shower room designed to deal with moisture, and many people dry laundry in or near that space because it's already built for humidity management. Even expat guides in Japan point out that on rainy or overcast days, clothes often dry better in the shower room or under the AC, and that airflow and spacing are crucial. Here's the self-care logic. Your living room doesn't deserve to be a damp laundry swamp. When you hang wet clothes in the main room, you jack up indoor humidity, which can worsen musty smells and make the whole place feel heavy and sticky. Bathroom drying contains the moisture in one area, and if you combine it with ventilation, exhaust fan, or even a dehumidifier, you're basically creating a mini drying chamber. During Tsuyu, Japan is full of specialized setups and products for the exact problem of clothes taking 2 days to dry indoors. The hack most people miss: pre-spin and towel trick. If you've got an item that's waterlogged, thick sweaters, jeans, do an extra spin cycle. Japanese machines often have quick cycle options, and people commonly do small loads for indoor drying efficiency. Then, for the worst offenders, roll the item in a dry towel and press like you're making a laundry sushi roll, so the towel absorbs extra moisture. You've just removed water before drying even starts, which shortens the bacteria party window. Also, hang items so the thick zones, waistbands, seams are exposed. Use clips to open folds. Open zippers. Turn pockets outward. If you treat your bathroom like a drying zone and your clothes like engineering objects, you stop losing hours to humidity. And if you live somewhere cold, it's still useful. Contained drying prevents your whole home from turning into a damp cave. 12. Oxygen bleach. Maintenance soaking. The Japanese towel rescue that saves you from the perma-stink loop. Towels that never smell fully clean again. In Japan, where indoor drying is common in humid months, people get very serious about dealing with odor at the fiber level. Guides to Japanese laundry products routinely cover things like bleach options and stain odor approaches because the product ecosystem is basically built around these problems. The genius habit: periodic oxygen bleach soaking, not chlorine, for towels, socks, and sweaty items. Oxygen bleach, often sodium percarbonate, is used as a reset button to break down the stubborn organic residues that normal detergent leaves behind: skin oils, sweat compounds, and the bacteria-friendly film that builds over time. Do it as maintenance, not as emergency mode, once every 2 years. This is self-care, because clean towels aren't a luxury. They touch your face, your skin, your body after showers. If your towel smells even slightly off, you're basically drying yourself with old moisture history. And here's the part most people don't know. The perma-stink often comes from biofilm-like residue in fibers plus detergent/softener buildup. Fabric softener can make towels feel nice, short-term, but reduce absorbency and trap residue, long-term. So Japan-style laundry minimalism is fewer products, smarter use. Use oxygen bleach soak monthly, or bi-weekly if you're in humid climate. Rinse well, then dry fast, using arch hang plus airflow. It's a system. The payoff is huge. Your towels stay fluffy longer, you stop rage buying replacements, and your bathroom stops smelling like wet laundry ghosts. Keep the water warm, not boiling. Give it time, then wash normally. You're not doing extra chores. You're eliminating the need for repeat chores later. 11. The small load fast cycle discipline. Why Japan's laundry rhythm is secretly mental health hygiene. This one sounds boring until you realize it's basically a psychological weapon against chaos. A lot of Japan's laundry reality is shaped by small living spaces, humidity, and the fact that many people don't have big dryers the way some other countries do. Guides about laundry in Japan emphasize the commonness of top-loading machines and the practical routines around them, meaning laundry is often approached as a frequent, manageable habit, not a weekly nightmare event. So the Japanese self-care habit is small loads more often, plus faster drying cycles. Instead of letting laundry pile into a mountain that ruins your weekend, you wash smaller batches that can actually dry properly indoors. That matters, because when you overload, clothes clump, airflow dies, dry time explodes, and odor risk goes up. Then you rewash. Then you hate your life. Small loads avoid the entire trap, and in humid conditions, this is not a preference, it's damage control. Japanese rainy season advice literally highlights indoor drying challenges and the need to prevent mildew smells. Here's the exaggeration that's still true emotionally. A laundry mountain is not just laundry, it's visual stress. It's decision fatigue. It's the feeling that your home is fighting you. When you adopt the small load rhythm, you keep your environment stable, and that stability is self-care. You also reduce wear on clothes because you're not cramming them into a friction festival. You use less detergent per item because you dose correctly. You rinse better, and you dry faster. It's a loop that feeds itself. Faster drying prevents odor, less rewashing, less time wasted, more calm. 10. Stop free-range washing. Use Japanese laundry nets like armor, not an accessory. Here's a habit Japanese households treat like common sense, but most people outside Japan treat like optional. Laundry nets. Not one giant net that turns into a tangled burrito. Multiple nets, sized for purpose. The reason this works is brutal and practical. The washing machine is basically a controlled fabric fight club. Long fibers snag, straps stretch, knits pill, and anything delicate gets sandblasted by zippers and buttons. Nets reduce friction, prevent stretching, and keep small items from disappearing into the dimension where socks go to die. And yes, this is self-care, because replacing clothes constantly is expensive, annoying, and mentally draining. When your wardrobe survives longer, your life gets calmer. The Japanese part is how systematic it becomes. Put knits, bras, lingerie, and anything with straps into a net. Put items with zippers into a separate net, or zip them closed so the teeth don't chew your other clothes. If you've got pilling-prone fabrics, the net cuts down the abrasion that causes those ugly fuzzballs. Bonus: sorting becomes faster because items come out grouped. That sounds small until you realize laundry isn't one chore. It's like 12 micro-decisions stacked together, and Japan's whole vibe is reduce micro-decisions. Now pair nets with another sneaky benefit: better rinsing consistency for smaller categories. When you overstuff a machine, detergent and soil can get trapped in thick folds, and you end up with that "it's clean, but it doesn't smell clean" issue. Nets help keep certain items from twisting into tight ropes that never fully rinse. This matters especially during humid periods, when indoor drying is common, because if clothes dry slowly, odor-causing bacteria get extra time to do their thing. Japanese rainy season life is basically a national course on how to not let humidity ruin your existence. If you want a simple rule, anything you would hate to ruin goes in a net. And if you're thinking that's too much effort, listen, one netted load can extend a knit or delicate top by months or years of wear. That's not extra. That's you not lighting money on fire. 9. The dry mode plus airflow combo. Japan's rainy season cheat code for faster drying. Let's talk about the habit that separates my laundry dries fine people from why do my towels smell haunted people. Dehumidifying the room while you dry. In Japan, rainy season tsuyu is infamous for humidity, mold, and slow indoor drying, so a lot of households treat humidity control like basic home hygiene. Here's the move. Don't just blast heat. Run your air conditioner on dry mode, often shown as a water droplet icon, and aim a fan or circulator so air moves through the hanging clothes, not lazily across the room. Dropping humidity dramatically increases evaporation because the air can accept more moisture from your fabrics. It's not motivational. It's physics, and it's self-care, because it prevents that grim loop where clothes dry slowly, smell develops, you rewash, you lose time, you feel behind in life. Most people mess this up in 2 ways. 1, they dry in a room with no airflow, like the laundry is being punished in a corner. 2, they point a fan at the front of the rack, instead of creating a wind tunnel that passes between garments. Japanese rainy season advice often emphasizes staying on top of humidity to prevent mold and that clammy indoor feeling. So treat your drying area like a controlled environment. Close the door, run dry mode, space items, and use a fan to circulate air. If you do it right, the room becomes a moisture processing machine instead of a damp holding cell. And here's the people don't know this detail. Humidity control protects your home, not just your clothes. Drying laundry indoors without dehumidifying can raise indoor humidity, which increases mold risk in corners, closets, and behind furniture. Exactly the stuff that makes your place feel unclean, even when it's tidy. Japan's rainy season is basically a masterclass in finding mold's favorite hiding spots. So yes, it's a laundry hack, but it's also a my whole space feels better hack. You want genius? Stop fighting moisture with hope. Control the air, and the laundry obeys. 8. Futon dryer. As an instant clothes dryer, the Japanese appliance hack people sleep on. Pun intended. Okay, this one is so Japanese it hurts. Using a futon dryer to dry clothes. People outside Japan hear futon dryer and think it's only for bedding. But in Japan, many models and setups can be used to blow warm air at laundry, And lots of guides explicitly talk about using Futon dryers to make indoor drying faster and more efficient. The genius habit is treating it like a targeted drying tool for the items that always ruin your timeline: jeans, waistbands, hoodie cuffs, towels, thick socks, anything with heavy seams. Here's how to do it safely and effectively. Hang the clothes on a rack, then position the Futon dryer nozzle so warm air flows into the densest part of the laundry cluster. You're not trying to heat the whole room. You're trying to blast the slowest drying zones so they don't stay damp for hours. Why this works in Japan specifically is cultural and architectural. Indoor drying is common, space is tight, and humidity can be intense. So appliances that let you dry efficiently without a giant tumble dryer become lifestyle staples. Now, the most people don't know part. The quality of life improvement isn't just speed, it's odor prevention. The longer fabric stays damp, the more time odor-causing bacteria have to produce that sour room dry smell. Speed is hygiene. Speed is sanity. And if you combine this with arch hanging plus dry mode, you've basically built a Japanese indoor drying pipeline that works even when weather is miserable. Also, this hack is incredibly minimalist friendly. Instead of owning specialized machines for every problem, you use one multi-purpose tool. Futon dryer days are also a nice reset ritual. You're not only drying clothes, you're making your whole environment feel crisp and maintained, which is the real point of self-care habits that actually stick. 7. Deep clean your washer drum. Because clean clothes from a dirty machine is a scam. Here's a truth that's almost rude. If your washing machine drum is funky, your laundry will never be as fresh as it should be. Japan has a very specific culture around washing machine tub cleaning, because humidity plus residue equals mold growth, black flakes, and that mysterious smell that shows up no matter how good your detergent is. Some Japanese cleaning sources even note that many major manufacturers recommend regular tub cleaning, often monthly, to prevent buildup and odor issues. So the habit: schedule a drum clean cycle and treat it like brushing your teeth. Boring, non-negotiable, and insanely effective over time. Many machines have a dedicated tub clean course, and depending on the method and model, it can take hours. Some guides discuss ranges like 2 to 12 hours for different cleaning courses slasher. That sounds long, until you realize it's mostly passive time, and it prevents months of low-grade laundry disappointment. What people don't know is that laundry odor is often not your clothes. It's biogunk inside the machine, detergent scum, skin oils, lint, and moisture forming a lovely habitat. Then you wash, and the machine basically reintroduces that smell to clean fabric, especially towels and synthetics that hold on to odors. The Japanese approach is practical. Use the right tub cleaner, oxygen-based or chlorine-based depending on your machine and instructions. Run the proper cycle, and don't ignore it until you see black flakes floating like horror movie confetti. And if you want to be extra smart, pair this with a behavior tweak. Stop overdosing detergent and stop letting wet laundry sit in the machine after the cycle ends. Standing damp fabric is basically an odor incubator. Self-care isn't always face masks and candles. Sometimes it's making sure the machine that touches your clothes every week isn't quietly sabotaging you. All right. Number 6 is the habit that makes your laundry go from technically clean to why does this look brand new? And it's unbelievably Japanese, in the sense that it's targeted, efficient, and kind of ruthless. Stop washing stains. Start pre-treating the high failure zones. Collars, cuffs, underarms, Sock heels. These areas collect body oils, sweat salts, deodorant residue, skin flakes, and street grime like they're magnetized. If you throw them into a normal cycle, hoping for the best, you're basically asking the washing machine to solve a problem you didn't even define. The result? That faint yellowing on collars, the gray dullness on cuffs, and towels that look tired after 5 washes. The self-care angle is simple. When your clothes look clean and smell clean, you feel calmer, more put together, less like life is slipping sideways. And the laundry hack is, do a 60-second pre-treatment pass before the load goes in. Japanese room-drying odor advice commonly emphasizes preventing bacteria growth and odor by not letting grime and residue sit in fabric, because slow drying plus residue =, the classic half-dry stink. So treat those problem areas first. Wet the collar cuff. Rub in a tiny amount of detergent or a stain treatment, and gently scrub with a soft brush, or even just the fabric itself. You're not sanding a table. You're loosening the oils so the wash can actually rinse them away. And here's the thing most people don't realize. Odor isn't always dirt. It's residue. If oils cling to fibers, they become a buffet for odor-causing bacteria during indoor drying. Pre-treating reduces what's left behind, which means less smell risk and fewer rewashes. That's time, money, and sanity saved. You don't need 10 products. You need a repeatable habit. Collars/cuffs, armpits. Hit them first. It's boring. It's genius. It works. 5. Clean the lint filter plus drain areas, like it's a weekly ritual. Japan treats this as basic machine hygiene. Number 5 is where people lose the plot. They'll buy premium detergent, fragrance boosters, fancy spray bottles, and then they run all of it through a washing machine that's quietly accumulating lint sludge and moisture funk like a swamp ecosystem. In Japan, because humidity and indoor drying are such a normal part of life, washing machine maintenance gets treated as part of the laundry routine, not a someday task. Even general Japan living guides call out maintaining things like the lint filter, drain filter, detergent drawer, and drum to prevent mold, odors, and buildup. Here's the habit. Every few loads, especially after towels, fuzzy sweaters, or anything that sheds, clean the lint filter. Then periodically check the drain area/filter, depending on your washer type. Why it works is simple. Lint plus detergent residue plus trapped moisture creates the perfect odor factory. And when that factory is inside your machine, guess where the smell migrates? Yup, into your clean clothes. Now let me exaggerate, but still tell the truth. A clogged filter doesn't just make things smell, it makes the whole system lazier. Water doesn't move as cleanly. Residue sticks around longer, and items can come out feeling weirdly stiff or not fully rinsed. Then you dry indoors, and slow drying gives bacteria time to throw a whole festival on your fabric. Japanese indoor drying advice constantly points to odor control being about stopping microbial growth and drying efficiently, not masking smells. Self-care is when your laundry stops feeling like punishment. Clean filter = better wash performance, = less residue, = less smell, = fewer rewashes, = more time for literally anything else. Make it automatic. If you can scroll your phone daily, you can clean a lint trap in 20 seconds. Number 4 is so small, it feels silly, until you realize it's one of the biggest reasons some people's laundry always smells off, no matter what they do. After every wash, Don't slam the washer door shut. Leave it open. Leave the detergent drawer cracked too. This lets moisture evaporate instead of getting trapped in a dark, warm, sealed drum, aka a mold and mildew spa. Multiple cleaning/laundry experts consistently recommend this habit to prevent odors because trapped moisture is basically the starting gun for mildew growth, especially in front-load washers with tight seals. Now the Japanese-specific vibe here is discipline. In humid climates, and Japan absolutely qualifies during rainy season, you don't hope it dries. You force drying with ventilation habits. And there's an extra pro move. Wipe the rubber gasket seals after the last load of the day. That seal holds water droplets, stray lint, and detergent residue, basically the ingredients for tomorrow's smell problem. You don't have to do a deep clean daily. Just a quick wipe so the machine isn't marinating in yesterday. Here's why this is real self-care. You aren't just preventing washer stink. You're preventing the emotional moment where you pull out clean towels and they smell like damp basement regret. That moment steals your confidence in your routine. Leaving the door open is a tiny action that protects every future load. It's like brushing your teeth. Small habit, massive downstream effects. Number 3 sounds almost insultingly basic, but it's one of the most powerful, actually works habits. Don't let wet laundry sit in the machine. Ever. In Japan, where indoor drying is normal during rainy season, and humidity is basically an extra roommate, timing matters because moisture plus warmth, plus trapped space, is a microbial playground. Rainy season survival guides explicitly talk about the reality of drying clothes indoors and needing better airflow, special detergents, and moisture control because dampness is the enemy you're fighting all month. So here's the habit. The moment the cycle ends, you pull the load out immediately and move straight to your drying setup. Arch hang, spaced out fan dry mode, bathroom drying zone, whatever you're using. This is self-care because it prevents the emotional spiral of, why do my clothes smell weird even though they're clean? That smell often forms when damp fabric sits bunched together, cooling down slowly, marinating in humidity, while bacteria do what bacteria do. It's not a personality flaw. It's biology plus bad timing. And the genius part is how Japanese routines make this easier. You don't start laundry whenever. You start it when you can finish the chain. Wash, extract, hang with airflow. One continuous pipeline. If you want to be ruthless about it, you set your wash so it ends when you're home, or you use a shorter cycle for daily loads so the load doesn't become a damp brick. Rainy season advice also recommends positioning drying near a fan or using bathroom drying features if available. Again, the whole culture is built around beating humidity with systems, not wishful thinking. And yes, this habit is very Japanese self-care. In the real sense, it respects your future self. Because the future you is the one who would otherwise be rewashing towels at midnight, like a tragic side character. Extract immediately. Hang immediately. Control air immediately. Your laundry stops smelling almost clean, and your home stops feeling like it's constantly recovering from moisture. Now, number 2 is where you level up from laundry hacks to laundry mastery. The habit is, after the last load of the day, dry out the washing machine itself, drum, door, and especially the rubber gasket area. Modern cleaning guidance is blunt about it. Leaving a washer door slightly ajar helps airflow and reduces mold bacteria growth, and wiping the rubber seal prevents gunk and moisture from turning into stink that transfers back to clothes. And here's why this is genius in Japanese terms. Japan's humid months make moisture control non-negotiable. You can buy the world's best detergent, but if your machine interior stays wet and sealed, you're basically cultivating the smell you'll be fighting later. So the habit looks like this. Prop the door open a few inches, not necessarily wide open for airflow. Wipe the rubber gasket seals where water sits. That area is notorious for residue and moisture. Leave the detergent drawer cracked open so it isn't a damp little mold hotel. Same logic. Self-care angle? You're preventing the mystery stink from ever forming. And you're reducing the stress of constantly troubleshooting laundry, like it's a broken relationship. Even appliance innovation is pointing at this exact issue. Front-load washers are prone to moisture retention, and new features exist specifically to dry the interior, because mold and bacteria are such common problems. One more extremely practical note. If you have kids or pets, be smart. An open door can be a safety risk, so keep laundry areas inaccessible or use a door prop that vents without swinging wide. That's still self-care, clean laundry, and a safe home. All right, number 1 is the big one, because it's not a single trick. It's the Japanese system that turns laundry from a weekly crisis into a predictable routine, even when the weather is trash. Japan's rainy season is famous for humidity and indoor drying struggles, and multiple guides literally spell out the survival approach. Use indoor drying detergent, hang near airflow, and if you have it, use bathroom drying features. Otherwise, use fans and humidity control to stop mold and odor. The pipeline looks like this. 1. Hang in the rainbow/arc layout. So thick items go outside, and smaller items go inside. Max airflow, faster drying. 2. Run dry mode on your AC, or dehumidify the room, so the air can actually absorb moisture instead of staying saturated. 3. Use directed airflow fan/circulator, aimed so air goes through the clothes, not just at the rack like you're giving them a motivational speech. Why this is the #1 self-care habit? Because it prevents the two things that ruin laundry and ruin mood: time loss and odor. When clothes dry quickly, bacteria have less time to create that sour room dry smell. When the room stays dehumidified, you protect your home from turning into a mold-friendly environment during humid months. And when you do it as a consistent pipeline, laundry stops being that lingering unfinished business you feel guilty about every time you walk past a chair covered in cleanish clothes. This is the Japanese secret most people miss. The winning move isn't a better detergent or a better rack. It's a controlled drying environment plus smart hanging. That's why it actually works.